in this split. 67% win rate, 58% on their attacking rounds are wins, 61% on their defense. So they're better on their defense. On the other side, it's a little bit more... on the other side for RDA, they have a 1% advantage. Oh my gosh.
Playbook already left onto 2 players. It's going to be Mark L, the last player remaining. And yeah, starting the week of strong. Welcome to week 4, LaZe.
Are you sure the team symbols ain't swapped? Because I could have sworn that's an RDA strat. Oh, was that?
Oh yeah. Like that right there, that was a classic RDA, C mount and B main runch.
Yeah.
And it was just so hard to hold here. RDA were not ready to counter their own play at all. They got absolutely caught their pants down, but now it is going to be an eco round for them. It's going to start off a lot more calmer for now.
Okay. So far, already a bit of control taken towards Rubble. But no contact just yet. The wall is being set up there. So if they have to rotate, they can cut that avenue in half and take some space back. But it doesn't seem to be the case so far. RDA aligning themselves up to try for the C hit. They do have the threat of the Cypher here. And of course, along with, you know, Zen being here. Oh, Divine finds the shot onto Jansen, so they have a lurk opportunity presented to them.
Oh, but a flash, it comes through. Doctor, what a headshot to pick up down the side. Kenji takes down Fixie, but Mark L opens the side up, and now fight on Waterfall. Temps is going to come out ahead on it. Like A is going to be planted shortly from the side of RDA here. Now, switching weapons around. Sube, he has to go huge here and get a pick on towards Temps to try to make something happen here, because Divine, he's already hot in their heels for flying. Doctor finds Temps on towards water. Actually, Lenny catches Sube looking away, and now it's Doctor. We've seen him in these clutch situations. Gets the first headshot on towards Divine. Paranoia coming out from the other side. He sees where they are, avoiding the Solar Dart. Unfortunately, gets tagged out nonetheless, and now Lenny swings out with the Spectre and catches him. Headshots across the board. That's going to be a LaZe with... Oh, did they have time?
Just barely. Yeah, just barely. Just barely. 1.89 on the clock. Oh, man, that's rough. If Lenny did not have sonar there, Doctor definitely had the time. He could have probably routed back the other way. He didn't have any teleports to try and fake out the positioning, anything. He didn't have armor either, so he had to take that straight fight. I'm surprised he didn't go for a bit of the wallbang. I guess he was scared that that would be returning fire to the wall and it'll kill him too, but you know, it's tough high intensity situations like that.
That was so close, because I thought it really looked like the sonar dart was heading on towards the deeper wall in that recess on bomb site. I think Doctor thought that too.
Yeah, I think he thought that too. The way he backed up was so sure that it wasn't going to hit that wall.
Oh, but look at the setup from LaZe. Oh, the relay bolt's gonna come out. Kenji swings out, picks up the Doctor. Suedo shuts down the push, but it's gonna be trades across the board. But LaZe out of the frying pan into the fire now. Only one player remaining. Lenny with the Ares on hand. Having 3 players on the side of RDA to take care of here.
It makes sense. This is how the round has turned out. They lost a lot of players last round going for the defense, so they had to, you know, really think about whether they wanted to buy up a little bit more than they wanted to for the defense, knowing that this is the case. And he does have the Ares in hand, though. Sonar is going to be put out. Only hits the corner, trying to clear a little bit more towards Mound side. That's where that shot came from, but if he's not careful, yep, head sniped off by Sube. Good little 3K for him on the defense and the attack as well into Mound.
Honestly, good counter-offensive from RDA here to catch out the play and turn it around against LaZe. Granted, they did have the economy advantage there, and now it's going to be full buys available for everybody here.
Okay, Lenny. All right. I see where you're going with this.
Let's go.
Where do you think it's going?
Bought up an Odin. He's doing the Shiba strat.
Oh
defense.
man.
He is following Zen through, so he is going to give him cover and fire right through the wall. And there it is. There's the tag coming through. Mark, if you're not careful, it's almost liable to death. And Thames finds Jansen as well. Looks like the execute is going to come through on the C side. They have to be fast, so they're losing players. There's the first fight. Divine finds it. Kenji as well fighting Fixie on that entry.
And now, the rest of the players from LaZe have already rotated on towards the side here, but Doctor gets 2 kills on Kenji and Thames. Right onto the bomb site here. Now the rest of the players, San and Divine, they've rotated all the way to C, but Lenny's on the flank and he's going to catch out Doctor here with that Odin in hand. Now Markel, initially taking damage from the Odin spam all the way into A lobby, has to try to win out this 1v3 to keep his team in the game here. RDA, they've gone 1 round previously, but the economy is in danger of being reset here. And look at the bank. There's not a lot to work with if you go into the next round like this.
Oh,
But it's good to be Odin coming out on top. Lenny just absolutely blasting Mark L. 150 bullets in the mag, baby.
I know that's technically more of a round shutout play instead of an actual active lurk play, but that's the closest thing we'll get to a lurking Odin, and it took us 4 weeks to get there. It took us 4 weeks and 12 days to get there. We pretty much saw the lurking op pretty much like day 1, right? That's thanks to Shinsei and Kizuya.
Oh, yeah.
Took us 12 days to get the lurking Odin.
Oh, and the spam just comes out. Mark Al again, the recipient of those rounds. You have so much tag damage here. The rest of RDA, they're gathering outside. Being in position. Oh, spam is going to come out. Barely missing out on Fixie here. The smoke is going to go down. The rest of the players from LaZe here. Zan swings out the slides. Oh my god. Did you see that?
Yep. That's that neon change for you. Still going wild as ever. And backed up by his teammates as well. I was gonna mention that, you know, Markel dropped over his or rather he didn't drop over his Vandal. He just had a ghost. All he could do was try to find the lurk and everything, but instantly shot out by the you know, machine guns firing through 2 walls essentially of concrete. Or I guess sand. Sand blocks.
Boy.
Whatever Lotus is made of.
Yeah. That'd be concrete. That's for sure. Ooh. Doctor picking out Divine. Kanji. Ansei seconds here. Gets punished for it, unfortunately. And now the C side is completely open here for the side of LaZe. That's already rotated through. He's in CT already. That's it. Execute starts. Go through from RDA. The spike should be planted shortly. A snake bite for CT for good measure. They're going to commit the Viper's Pit into this round as well to cover up the waterfall choke point. I like this a lot. That leaves CT for you to worry about. And now there's going to be so many gun barrels trained on towards that position. Mark L's already scaling up on this Viper's Pit. It's such a huge threat for any of the defenders trying to retake into it.
And it looks like they're going to give it up. Yeah. Looks like they're going to give it up too. I guess, yeah, they had no avenue to try and find any fights there. Maybe they could take a gun off, find one, but RDA were doing really well to just block off every single sight line possible, even when the full rotation came in. Lenny was very late, but you know, RDA hadn't planted the spike just yet. Even then, Viper's Pit going down? Yep, can't see anything. So, second round 1 for RDA. 4-2 now is to score. They're catching up just a little bit more. Side of LaZe, however, economy is still all right. Stabilize. They still do have the threat of not only the Odin, Puncher's Fury, Overdrive, Rolling Thunder is nearly there too. 1 more.
But you know what else is up? Fixie Showstopper, baby. We've seen it. The stuff of legends. If
See
there
it goes
is,
through.
if LaZe is like a lock to the bomb site, then Fixie Showstopper is the key.
Oh, wait. If they gambled correctly, they could have gone straight into C. Because there was only Kenji just holding that. LaZe start off the round with 4 on A, thinking, okay, they have the showstopper. They're surely going to go for the aggressive attack towards Rubble, but no one was there just yet. So LaZe, they have to try and figure out where this hit is coming from now. RDA, they can play around with the timing so far. They could actually decide to go back for A this time or go straight for C. If they go for B, it's going to be the strong-handed side. So far, I don't think that's going to be the case with Jansen lurking here. He's going to be the first one to either find that kill or take info. Looks like the prep is already being set up for C.
And look at this, Kenji's already backed up all the way towards CT here. I wanted to catch any smoke from that showstopper and just backing off here, allowing Fixie to take that space. Lost the sight, sure, but now they're going to be able to play out the 5v5 retake here. And that's going to be Zan sliding through, getting the first kill towards Fixie. Open up this retake from the side of LaZe. Temps, shoulder peeking on towards Waterfall, getting some information for his team. And the wall is going to come through. The Hunter's Fury from Lenny is going to be huge to pick up the Doctor here. Zan getting another frag as well in Temps. Get his. Leave Jansen all alone, fighting Divine, the first player amongst the quad here. That's going to be Zan, but Lenny again with the flanking Odin.
That's a terrifying sound to hear.
It is over.
No footsteps, nothing. And then a barrage of bullets.
Just
Not from a Vandal.
rattling.
Yeah, not from a Vandal. Not from a Phantom. A 150 bullet beast behind you.
Imagine just hearing the ammo belt just shaking.
Oh yeah, that's terrifying. But
Oh man.
okay, the hit for C was good, but yeah, Fixie stuck around to fight off into spawn there. And just going for the hard entry in as well. And the trades didn't really favor RDA too, so it's a bit unfortunate, but it's a good round for LaZe on their defense. Oh, but look at this. What is happening here? Huge crunch coming through. LaZe just fill up the feed completely. Again, it looked like an RDA strat. Just crunched them down towards the spawn. Mark L is now left alone.
Yeah, and there's not going to be much else you can do. Look at this. There's the Rolling Thunder. And so much more util. There's 2 shock darts still. There's so many things between Mark L and winning this round. We've seen crazier clutches happen though. I won't write it out just yet. But I think this one might be one of the ones where it might be a little too ambitious.
Props to Mark L for trying that. He was waiting for the drone to cross over into the smoke and peek out just under the timing. But he's being held. So, 6 rounds for LaZe so far, looking very good under defense. The buy is going to be very scrappy for the side of RDA, unfortunately. Few Guardians.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the force buy here. 3 Stingers. A Judge on towards Doctor as well. This has to be a B main play.
Yeah, or something. It has to be something close range, right?
Yeah.
The way they're lining up, it looks like it's going to be the case. Close in the distance, make these weapons as deadly as possible, right? To their use cases. The problem is that Temps is here, and if he manages to escape around the corner, he's going to ult in. Oh, but
Oh my god.
Incredible satchel in to try and take down the initiator, which he does, but they lose 2 doing so.
But Doctor, he's ulted all the way on towards a side, and he has got the spike down. Taking away with the TP, he's holding the close corners with the Judge here. Oh, that drone, I think they might have caught the wrong corner. If they miss, oh, they just about catch up the Doctor, and now the spike. It's gonna be planted, but tough situation here. Suve, let's get one with that Stinger. Flashing his way around the corner here. Spike's getting diffused. And Kenji takes out Suve. That's going to be LaZe with a 5-round lead on their defense here. And it's like you said, Locke, going back to the stats you said just now, it's LaZe's defense that's been looking so sharp. Whatever plays that RDA has been throwing at them, LaZe have been responding perfectly back in kind.
They absolutely have. So this is the funny part, right? yeah, LaZe have only played Lotus 3 times in the split. 67% win rate, of course. On their defense, it's a 61% round win rate for their defense, right? Thing is, RDA have played it 9 times, right? With a 62% round win rate. So it's a 1% difference with more time on the map. So this, to me, looks like a case of drilling comfort and everything for LaZe, right? They've studied their opponents. That's why with the least amount of time played in terms of this matchup for Lotus, they have pulled through on this lead so far. Now, granted, RDA are really good on their attack as well. Both teams share the same attack round win rates on their Lotus at 58%, exactly the same. So that does spell a little bit of danger, but we'll see. If both teams are so far better on their defense, then once the sides swap, we might see a little bit of a different reaction from RDA coming in to try and bring back those rounds. But a few more left in this half before that even becomes the case. Let's see if RDA can grab their third here, or if LaZe are going to continue onto their lead. Zen going for the early fights. So far, no one is colliding with him just yet. Markel is going to hold over towards the other side. Divine sitting up behind the boxes.
Cover going out.
If he throws the Paranoia up and TP's back, that's a play, I will say, stolen all the way from Applix, if you remember.
Oh boy, that was insane to see happen, man.
He might actually do it, actually. With the way he's swinging out a little bit wide. But Applix is always ready with the Paranoia in his hand. Divine is more ready to take the first fight.
This fault line is going to come out. Zan engaging, trying to find that first contact there. It's picked out, but Lenny, the Odin, the Iron Curtain all the way on B. It's lurking Jansen, but now Mark Al, he's wormed his way all the way to A side here, breaking down one of the tripwires. Trying to find the timing on one of the players rotating back here and now. Divine's going to use his ultimate to check towards C mount. But the long range spray down Lenny. The pillbox himself. Is that okay? We were almost on for an Odin ace there, but Mark L. He's going to stop the fun from continuing. Thankfully.
Shut down attempts as well. So LaZe, yeah, they continue onto their 8th as well. RDA are struggling to find some answers in their attack here. Yeah, it really does seem like LaZe have prepared for a lot of the plans that RDA have. Yeah, like even stealing some of their strats, crunching them into their spawn. Again, we don't really see many teams do that. So far, a lot of the teams give the attacking teams that respect.
Look at this conga line that's going in towards C. Speak of the devil and he will appear right in front of your eyes.
Oh boy.
Look at the setup from Thames. Look at how Zan's positioning.
This is going to be a brawl. Pushing through.
Offensive. Yeah, this is going to be huge. Teleport across already. Doctor fighting two. But Divine getting 2 of his own to reply for it. We will catch out Divine at the end before he can cause any more chaos. Now Thames, this one here trying to look for more. Finds the first one on towards Fixie. I mean, Jansen all lonesome now. It's going to be a 1v1. Lenny's position is going to be made known. Thor tagging him out with the drone here, equalizing the battlefield. And it's going to be the Odin versus the Vandal, and Jansen, sorry, picks up the kill.
Last round before the switch.
Jesus Christ, that Jansen born.
Oh man, that round was something else, honestly, because I saw what LaZe were trying to do. That's so much utility just to just barrage the players on RTA. But the Seekers from Sube, they came in so clutch with the timing because it gave them a window to fight off the counterattack from LaZe here.
What a crunch. What a fight. Oh, it looks like another one's going to happen too. Look at the push coming in from Zen. The sonar is so good. Finds 2. Lenny's pushing through with the machine gun as well. That's all they have to do. They've already done damage again. Mark L. Poor Mark L, man. Every time he starts off the round, he's always under 50 HP already straight away within the first 20 seconds. LaZe are doing so good to shut them out.
We haven't even had a chance to talk about Divine's operator by.
No. I saw it come in. I wanted to mention it, but when you have a Neon playing the defense side like an attack, you have to be faster than that.
Oh, and the last two players have been spotted by the Sonar Doctor. Teleports in trying to find a kill, but Zan and Thames, the dynamic duo from LaZe here, are going to shut things out.
Switching sides.
We're back to our fabled scoreline of 9-3 here again on Lotus. As RDA, they will be swapping back towards their defense now.
All right. So, like I said before, both teams favored the defense onto their Lotus. A little bit of a higher win percentage for the rounds here. But, again, quite the far margin to try and get back into it. Very possible, of course, we've seen it happen multiple times over the last 4 weeks. Let's see if RDA have an answer for this. Pistol so far, nothing out of the ordinary. Pretty much what you expect from everyone. A lot of ghosts. Armor for Doctor. Classic in hand. He's going to play maybe in his own smokes if he can. Oh, look at the C-hit. It is rapid. At least the space is being taken.
Now that we're on attack, actually, I think it's high time we bring up a stat for Zan here. Among the first kills, where do you think Zan ranks?
Oh,
okay, never mind. That's going to be a first set for that round, and the rest of RDA here just fighting off the C-hit beautifully. Crunching them through that door offensive, and now Kenny and Kenji are going to get on towards side here. Picking off Fixie, Doctor gets Lenny as well now. 2v1 situation for Kenji to try and maneuver this through, but both players from RDA here are separated. Jansen holding the back line. Catches out Kenji as he tries to back out towards C main here.
you didn't even have a chance to talk about your stat line. Like I mentioned, when you have Zen running through with the Neon, I don't think you have much to talk about because he's already doing the play. All right. So good pickup for the pistol. Very stable in terms of how they played that out. Bit panicky towards the C side, but hey, that's how pistol rounds just unfold, don't they? Full classics.
Against these two teams, right? It's going to be fast. It's going to be deadly.
Yeah. Full classic so far for the side of LaZe. Their full buy up towards the next round. They can just play this slow for this round. Farm up some orbs if they can. RDA. They might have to look at getting a little bit aggressive, make sure they don't come in properly. Oh, there's the trip. It tags him. He's caught in the smoke, and yeah, dies to Jansen straight away. Good little flick from Mark L on the peak. Jansen finds Thames, and Divine somehow just goes over and assassinates Mark L from behind, but there's Jansen with the pistol. A hitman himself. And down goes Kenji. So 5 rounds for RDA. They are stabilizing really well, but the test comes now into the buy round for LaZe. Guns should be up. Util should be filled in. Let's see if RDA can answer this.
Boy, you said they were going to play slow, but man, even for an eco round with classics,
that was fast.
Totally dumb from LaZe, just barraging the C side this time. And that was the interaction that I was mentioning way earlier on in the weeks, where the Cypher and the Neons are kind of like two polar opposites of each other, right? On the side of Neon, you're trying to break these timings and trying to find windows of opportunity for your team to try to get these advantages, engagements and things like that, but you have to be so wary for the utility here. And Zan, another first kill to his name. He is 3rd across the league for first kills, by the way. I think he's sitting at around, let's see, 50. I think he's sitting at 52, I believe. Gosh. If my notes are right.
Spike planted.
That's a crazy entry. But I mean, yeah, he figured it out, right? They know that Doctor had the Outlaw, or at least they know Outlaw is in play.
Oh, and now Fixie finding an entry on towards Kenji, but Mark L. That's going to be 3 players remaining here for the side of LaZe. The flash is going to come through from Tree. Spike already tapped here, and they're going to have to try to catch up to this. The flash goes through to allow them to push through the cage, and when dust settles, it's back to a 1v1. Mark L, the wide swing catches out Divine. The Vs is going to come through, and it's going to be a clean 3-0 start on Team RDA's defense here.
Okay, all right. More than stabilized. They've actually gone through that test against the Byron, so that's going to knock down the economy a lot for the side of LaZe. Either a light buy going through or maybe a half buy. Gonna have to see. 100 Shuri is available for them. They're nearly there in terms of some of their ults here, but it looks like it's going to be a bit of a very, very light buy. I think they're still striding over it. On the side of RDA, though, good stuff for them. Got a rifle over in the form of Markel winning that fight. Rifles are up for them as well, and one more outlaw just for the sake of it. Fixie's holding over. Yeah, Fixie's actually holding over towards his A side. So it would be really good for him if they all push this. But the moment they saw that wall, all of them just shimmied back. They're like, all right, guys, that's a Viper wall. Let's hold it. Hold it for a bit. We can't take that space.
I just want to quickly mention Lenny's performance, by the way. He has been on fire as weeks have went by, hasn't he? He's currently sitting at 17 to 19. I believe in terms of ratings, again, courtesy of Colden's graphics, making our lives a lot easier. He's currently the highest rated player over the last week, I believe.
Makes sense. He's always there in between the fights. If not, he's straight up finding them.
When Sube is going to shut out Zan, the door on Link opened.
Oh.
There's a nasty surprise from Doctor on the other side. The rest of LaZe, so they will find their entry towards B, and now pressure will be on towards Markel to try to hold this on towards CT. Ooh, the shorty! Buckshot littering Kenji's face, and that's going to be Fixie. 9-7 now. RDA, just a mere 2-round lead separating them from LaZe's advantage here. A real chance to bring this back.
All good, guys. We really are a defended-sided team. Gosh.
It really... It's just both of these teams have looked so spectacular in their Lotus defense, right? And it's usually so hard to see, because usually the trend that we've been seeing with Lotus is that more of the teams are just so... they look like a completely different beast on their attack side. And whenever we go onto their defense, there's more to be desired. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. The spike really is an afterthought. Defense is actually attack. This is how both teams function. Speaking of, look at this. Fixie's already bought up the off. We didn't see this with LaZe. We didn't see this so early on. Ooh, Fixie gets out of this life by sashing away, but there comes the Hunter Tree to try and knock him out completely. A little bit of tag damage coming through. He's not going to land that kill, so Fixie is still alive with the Operator in hand, 70 HP. In a way, Bogdan's Law in effect, but you have low HP with the op. You can still take those sharp angles all you want. You are still, theoretically, deadlier.
Vine gets blasted for good measure as well. I know they were trying to clear the stairs cubby area, but it was so funny seeing the crosshair just hover to Divine and just a shot straight blasting towards him. Speaking of which, though, both the players who have been tagged here finding their engagements, but Divine is going to find that kill onto Fixie, and now Mark L, a little bit of a cheeky shoulder spot, is going to recognize that the rest of the LaZe players here are starting to collapse on towards that C side, that fast lane already being deployed here, but it's going to be a ruse. The tripwire is going to be stepped on here as Jansen finds it on towards Lenny, but tempts the rest of the side of LaZe scales up here, and it's going to be a dicey fight for both of these teams. Aftershock splitting these teams in two, and now Sube, the only player left on RDA, he's being held in tight angle here. Finds the first kill on towards Divine, but Zan, he's so close around the corner, swings out. And that's going to be Sube out around LaZe now in double digits.
Zan at 31 HP. Sube had that fight, but Yeah, the quick little crouch feed coming from him instantly takes out Sube. The headshot coming through. I thought Sube had it. I thought RDA had that one. Sube went in, got the kill through the smoke onto the planter, and they just had to hold the spike for a little bit more. It was literally just within 1 more second. If that spike was held, they would not have been able to turn that round. They had just enough time with the 4 seconds to plant it.
Oh, but look at this. Oh, we've seen this happen before. Not like this. Jansen gets the first kill, but they haven't cleared the doctor yet. That doesn't even matter. Jansen's just going to shut it down all by his lonesome, getting 3 kills. Now Kenji, all his lonesome on B main. Sube picks him right up, and it's going to be the rounds back towards RDA's favor. Again, we're back on towards a 2-round lead separating these two teams. It's been relatively close down to the wire for both of these teams.
These guys realized they queued into a 5v5, right? And not team deathmatch. They do realize that, right? Gosh, that was so fast coming in for the execute. And yeah, Jansen held his ground. The 3K coming through. Markel coming in to help as well. Okay. So timeout called for LaZe, likely figuring out a different avenue of attack, because again, I didn't really see many things wrong with that play. It's very possible for them, but it is getting a little bit rushed out for LaZe, and they have to play this out a little bit more carefully. We've actually not seen the LaZe that we're so used to so far, have we? It's the LaZe where they attack and they pause, right? Granted, you don't see much of that on the defense side because, you know, your whole philosophy on the defense side is to wait for a reaction in the first place, or a action. So it's crazy we're not seeing it too much on their attack this time. Usually LaZe, over the past 4 weeks, they've done this thing to the audience that hasn't known. They get a good kill, they find 1 or 2, they take space, and then they pause, right?
Yeah.
And they wait for a reaction from the defense side, and then they start crunching once they figure out who's playing where, what the info is. But they are
And it's like you
blitzing.
said, they're starting to look impatient here. They've had a couple of rounds where it didn't execute as just like this. They've just been blitzing in here. And Jansen and Mark L, the tandem duo here, shutting out the first half of the execute. The Rolling Thunder is going to be used as well. So that huge initiation tool already being taken off the board, and now the Viper's Pit is going to be deployed on C. Makes the round so much harder to try to get into now. 1 minute and counting on the clock. The rest of the leads, they're going to be forced to rotate out here. But RDA, they have gotten the read perfectly on this. Both Sube and Fixie will be rotated towards A. So the hit does come through. They're going to be ready for this.
Third time was indeed not the charm, because I believe that was their third blitz in. Well, technically the first time it worked, second time didn't, the third time also didn't. So the count is a little bit off, sir. Yep, just going to be farming up the orbs the best they can. I'm not too sure they can even go for this A side. It's being strong-handed by 2 players here already.
10 seconds left.
And they're worried that it might be a third. Temps is left here all alone towards the C side, waiting for a push through. No one's going to gamble that they want to hold on to their guns. Why cause the necessary risk? So, 9th round locked in for RDA. 1 more to close in that gap into double digits. And we really will have a game in our hands. I mean, we already have a game in our hands, but truly in our hands. Center palm.
Oh yeah. We are grasping the game firmly now. With both hands even. Gently caress your fingers through it. As it's going to be 1 round. That's all that's left to separate both of these teams. It's going to be a full buy across the board. LaZe, albeit, do have a little bit of a quasi-buy situation going on here. But the light shields, they will have the Zan's Overdrive to play around with. And look at this, the instant response from RDA. This time around, LaZe is going to walk away, baiting out a bit of utility here. Since they have options to slow down a lot more. And now look at Kenji's positioning here. He's all the way up on towards rubble, and they're making so much more noise now, planting the seeds of doubt in towards RDA's minds.
There.
Jensen's gonna rotate over towards the B side after hearing the door, but hearing the door
Look at
again.
this. Kenji just got collapsed on 3. He got engulfed by the players of RDA there on the mini map, it seems. The shock darts come out to try to deny the tripwires, and it's going to be Mark L and Jensen again. We've seen these 2 anchor players here. Doctor actually catching out Divine, and that's all the lurk players down from LaZe. The rest of the players here, they're all making their last effort. Their final stand on towards the site, and it's going to be Sube just getting a 3k for the round and Fixie with the paint shells as well, shutting them out here. And we're going to see a tied scoreline, 10-10.
Yeah, that was really well played from RDA. They got that kill over to Kenji, find the mid lurk as well. And even before the mid lurk was found, you saw the way that both Jensen and Mark L had the same idea to just hold their respective lanes, one up towards spawn, one up towards waterfall, and just wait, right? They don't have to take the fight. They don't have to give that fight towards Zen at all, because they know if they do, well, he's just going to keep going through. He's going to find the spacing that he needs and just tear through your team. So they just hold it, wait for the rotation comes through, finds that mid lurk, and just crush them towards every single lane they can. So really well played. We're all tied up 10-10. This time, we're finally seeing a hit.
Oh, I was about to say, RDA had their setup there on B. We've seen this come out a couple of times before. That's going to be the first time on a defensive half. Zan has his overdrive now, slow walking towards the side, trying to find anybody here. That's going to be the Doctor who strikes first blood on towards me here. And the rest of RDA, they're going to be ready for this retake. Doctor, he's taking the door, finds the first kill, nearly gets a second, but tends to sheriff shuts it right down. Ooh. Gets a second for his efforts as well, but the rest of RDA will prevail. That's going to be the 11th round, swinging in their favor here, taking the lead for the first time on this map.
Yeah, they've caught up. They've more than caught up. They're a little bit past them now. Caught them on the inside lane, did they?
Oh boy.
All right, so ultimate check for everyone. We have 2 so far on each side. It's going to be the TP and, of course, the Neural Theft for side of RDA. So we'll see how they can make that work. So far, I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. It should be the usual. Hunter's Fury and Neural Theft available on the other side, though. And Zen's actually brought up the op on the attacking side. The knee operator, was it?
Knee operator, baby. And this is a very interesting look that I honestly wasn't expecting to come out from Lens. From Lens, what? From LaZe. And it's going to be Kenji, who I was thinking would get the operator on attack if it was to go on anybody. Just because Zan's been such an instrumental part of their attack. He's being sent in and he's finding these huge frags for them. But now, he's going to be posted up with the operator instead. And now, that's going to tell me that LaZe is going to choose to slow down their game plan drastically here. Look, they already have Lenny all the way on towards the lip of C-Main here. At any moment, he could call this rotation through to his team. And Kenji's up on towards B-Main. They're just defaulting this out.
I think RDA just called the gamble. I don't even know what the read was from them, but they called the gamble. They know this is going to be the A hit, and they've strong armed the site properly, just in time as well. They find Thames onto that entry. There's the Hunter's Fury to try and find out the player onto heaven, but no, Fixie's going to still be postured up here, now dropping down. Jansen finds that kill towards Divine as well. Oh, gets shut down by Kenji, but 12 seconds, the clock is running down. It fills up red so far for LaZe. Fixie left into this 1-on-2. He has to be careful. He's waiting for the peek towards the door. Oh, the shoulder peek is so annoying for him, but he has to try and find this fight. So far, Kenji is there, but no, Lenny finds that kill. So 11-11.
Yeah, a game on our hands, dude. I don't even know. That was nuts. Genuinely, I can't believe LaZe walked away with that round. Because it really looked like RDA had it in the bag.
Huh. So
Oh, and here's the Operator.
yeah, a lot of losses taken for both sides still, but economy will be fine for both of them. So we'll see who takes up match point here. It might be a little bit of a C brawl again, but LaZe have figured out that somehow playing slow might be the way.
Going back to their... Oh. Walking up on B main so far, trying to escort the knee operator here in the hands of Zan to a favorable angle.
Okay. Fixie just waiting for any sort of sound to come through, but it's a high-low setup towards the door side, and Zan has found two already, so they don't even have to entry B just yet. They actually go for the rotation all the way to A, but they have to be careful because Doctor's actually the one that's over here.
How often have we seen this on a stage game where you run the knee operator because it's so...
Cover going out.
It can be oppressive on the attack just because of how fast you can rotate this operator around and reposition it.
30 seconds left.
But I did not expect to see it this effective on the stage game here. And now Mark L getting a kill on towards Stems, assisted by the Doctor here. Brings us back to a 3v3, but Zan is trying to make a play around this corner here. Helps to back off the rest of his team. Now in the smoke, Divine's gonna find a Doctor. The slide comes through, but LaZe, they're gonna secure a match point off that play.
They are. Okay. So pretty much it was a full one-sided streak for both of these teams towards their defense side. Now it's going back and forth towards the tail end of the game. And again, this has gotten scrappy. It's almost like they've run out of strats before we even hit that overtime mark where, you know, both teams have pretty much read each other out. It's really fascinating, actually. I didn't think this would be the matchup where this would be the case scenario where we'd see this so fast.
I think it might be less so that, and more so that these teams are so familiar with each other's playbooks. Because both of these teams, shout out to the coaching staffs, we know that they have support behind their back, right? We know that both of the coaches here, they're so diligent in helping the players out, figuring out the VODs, recognizing patterns that are shown between the two teams, and they're utilizing it to great effect. Now, we will see if RDA can try to secure this into overtime here, or will LaZe be able to secure this in regulation? Because RDA is one of the teams, right, where they almost seem to match the level of their opponent, no matter how high. But unfortunately, whenever they're unable to come alive sometimes, they start to almost make small mistakes, and it's very characteristic in some of the rounds, especially the last few rounds where we saw the retake onto his tree, and it got a little bit chaotic with the team fights. Usually that's where we see them succeed, but this time around, it's looking a little rough for them.
All right, so slowing down again is going to be LaZe. Shock Dart damage should come through to try and ward Doctor off the angle, but so far, it's going to take it back. Might force him back again. This time checking towards the C side. They're really just waiting for some sort of over eagerness coming in from RDA, but both teams are handling their patience really, really well. Divine is going to be thinking about pushing through onto that lurk timing, but they're faking this out so far in terms of a hit. They've pulled the rotation quite a bit as well. 3 players now into that C side, so they're going to go all the way back, and Divine has found that timing into A. So Doctor, he has to be careful. He doesn't realize that he's slightly surrounded here.
It's going to get stunned by that fault line. Sube sends out the guiding light to try to get some information on towards Rubble here, but look, Divine's positioning, the Boombot is going to catch him out, the Paranoia taking him away off that angle, but Temps is going to be here to assist from drops, finding a dink on towards Fixie, gets caught in the wall there, finds the entry on towards Marks L. Fixie as well, getting picked off here, and now Sube the next on chopping block, but is going to take him down, finds the second on towards something for good measure as well. Zan and Kenji now in a 2v2 with everything to play for to shut it out in regulation. Jensen takes out Kenji and Sube.
Don't even start that
RDA, they're going to be through to overtime here in map 1.
Already map 1 overtime? You're kidding. We just started the week off.
Yeah, and on this last week, both teams are showing us that they are here to play, baby.
Gosh, all right, cool. Overtime for both of these teams. Yeah, honestly, it would be, huh? You did mention a lot of their playbook. Yeah, you know what? It is very similar. And in a way, both RDA and LaZe can adapt to their current opponent. And it shows. It really, really shows. LaZe have been very good at adapting themselves, RDA as well, but this is a step up. This is pretty much an equal fight in terms of how they have to adapt to a lot of different situations. It's nice to see Sube up though. He's 23 frags and up.
Oh yeah. And he's been one of the players that we haven't had the chance to mention as much, right? Especially when you're in a team of stacked assists. Like, look, Pixie's already going to satchel all the way up towards heaven, but fortunately, the judge play doesn't pan out this time around. And Tem swings out. This is going to go huge here. The rest of RDA, though, it's going to be falling here. And Mark L now left in a 1v2 position. He picks up the spike here. He still has 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock to play with, so...
Oh, he might get caught out here if he's not careful.
Yeah, I think he's trying to find first pick here. That's one on towards Divine, but Kenji's going to be good for a trade, and now LaZe back on towards match point for the first map here.
Match point.
Okay, again, possible clutch for Markel, but the whole buddy system is going to be the fall for him. LaZe, they take it back up again into this OT. So RDA now have to answer back on towards their defense. That was a blitz again for RDA, but LaZe, they held it really well with the trades.
If RDA get this round, then we can officially call both of these teams defender-sided teams.
Yeah, you know what? I'll very much agree. I'll very much agree.
And look at the way the map has flipped here almost. San with a crazy timing to get himself through the waterfall. A little bit too overeager, making a lot of space for his team though. Call for C is going to be made here. It's the rest of LaZe, they will be populating the site. Front site's already been taken through, but Jansen finds a pick on towards Divine. Kenji trying to swing through the cage right now, getting the pick on towards Jansen, and the rest of LaZe actually securing the deal here. Now it's going to be Doctor left in 1v3. We've seen him in some crazy clutches before, but not this time around. Thames is going to shut it right down, 14-12. LaZe are going to be taking the first map on Lotus.
Yeah, that look a little bit shaky towards the end there for RDA. They were reading some of the strats really well, but LaZe, they were just counter-adapting them to their degree, doing it really well. And of course, LaZe, they have that avenue to try and attack way faster, right? They have Zen on that Neon. They have Temps onto the Breach to clear out space, Lenny as well onto the Sova. It's just a lot of util coming in. And of course, instantly into the gunfight, you go for the defense. So again, they did really well to try and make the comeback, RDA, hitting into overtime, into that 9-3, but unfortunately, that's a fake comeback. So let's look into the post-match stats really quick. We're going to take a look at how these teams fared up against each other. 12 first kills. It's basically swapped over 2-5 onto RDA's post-plant conversions, 4-9 on LaZe. You know, as much as, yeah, there is more numbers towards LaZe, in a way, it does seem very equal. What do you think?
No, I'm right there with you. In terms of the post plans, I would say LaZe, although they looked a bit flabbergasted towards the end of their attacking half, a lot of their early attacking rounds looked really, really promising, where they got the spike down and they could almost seem to convert it, but the showstoppers here, Mark L, Jansen, Sube. These three players, they did a really good job holding off the bomb sites, but it's gonna be Lenny, Thames, and Zan. That's gotta be, like, we see these three players on top all the time. Lenny's always somehow like a sleeper fragger. He kind of goes under the radar for a little bit, but he puts on such huge, crazy numbers for his team on that, like, what, recon initiator role?
Yeah, he's always on the Sova, and he's just oddly just an assassin just waiting for LaZe, right?
Yeah,
you know, you have to face the wall that is going to be Zen, and then sometimes he's backed up by Temps, right? But then if you go into the site and Lenny's holding it, there's a chance that fight's not over straight away, because I mean, look at this stats for him: 264 ACS, KDA 2.6, kills 24. Of course, he's leading just by 1, I think, overall in terms of the other kills. Headshot 20%, 73.1. Of course, the headshot rating is going to be a little bit lower. He could definitely get that higher, but it's lower because he's on the Odin. But yeah, great stuff coming out from Lenny. I call him a sharpshooter. We saw that happen in that LaZe CSG game all the way back, right, where you got that back-to-back 4Ks on round 1, round 2. So we know he's a capable fragger so far. So
he's got a pretty crazy playstyle as well, lurking as that